Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? Just want to give you guys an update on what's really going on in the garden. So far, nothing really has really transpired. Not that I could tell too much. I do see some growth, but the growth is the growth is rough, y'all. The growth is rough. It's taking its time, and trying to kind of figure out what can I do. Um, I haven't tried the fish emulsion method yet. I just kind of been letting things go. But what I want to do is tell y'all that sometimes you got the hard plants, advanced plants, and you got like your beginner plants and stuff like that. And I know everything be like. I know every time you be like, I don't want, especially me, I'd be like, I don't want to do no beginner plants. I want to go straight off with the hard stuff. And sometimes that could be okay, and sometimes it's more rewarding when you do like little plants that are reward you to kind of like you know build your morale in the garden, because sometimes this thing could be rough, it could be stressful sometimes when things are not going the way you expected it to go. um, but just keep trusting the faith, keep at it. Just don't go all crazy and start rooting stuff up. And just trust the process. Sometimes it's just better to just leave things alone and watch and see how it goes. Okay, I'm in my garden now. I'm gonna give you a little rundown, show y'all what's going on. See, things are starting to grow, but it's not growing the way I wanted it to, or in my head how I thought it was gonna go. So, with that being said, it is still slow, um, but I do see growth, and that's the most important part. Maybe things will get more advanced as the season push along, but I've been really expecting more growth. And you might ask me why, because all the work I've been doing, y'all, in this little garden bed I've been doing, okay? And the things that I haven't done, like over here, is just looking immaculate, like really immaculate. Like, and everything I've been growing here so far has not been doing nothing at all for real. But I'm just gonna leave it be, and see if the conditions will kind of change later on. But so far, you know, it's not doing bad. It's not doing great. It's just really slow. So that's my main thing I got going on, trying to figure out what's what. And some of these melons I have not really grown before. All this kind of new melons I haven't even tasted. I'm just trying to go with the flow and see what they're like. I did come in here and put some tomatoes in. Hopefully I see what they do. Uh, the marigolds are still looking good. They're starting to take root or something and pushing out. So I'm glad to see that at least. Some of the tomatoes, they don't look too bad, but they don't look great neither. So I went ahead and put some peppers in the ground as well. And they were very small. So hopefully something happens and I get some peppers. But this is what I was talking about. These are doing great. And you notice I have not put none of that I did not put none of that pine shavings down here. And I wanted to see the difference. And these are all radishes. And these are more rewarding. I was so glad to come out and I've been keeping my eye on these radishes, and they've been looking great. The beets are starting to come up a little bit. They're not looking as great as the radishes, but they're making a comeback. So I'm glad to see that as well. But I'm so excited, y'all. I don't know when it's time to harvest this thing, but I think some of them are like really ready. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one up. Ooh, that's amazing, y'all. That is amazing. I think they're ready to be pulled up. I can't wait to show my wife this. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is what it's all about. This is what it's really all about. Looking at. I mean, yes, 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 yes. That's what it's all about, y'all. And sometimes when things are not going right in the garden, you might want to, skimp out on saying, I don't want to grow the easy stuff. I don't want to, that's for the newbies or whatever. I'm telling you, sometimes you just need that little motivation to kind of like boost your morale in the garden, trying to get you some of these stuff here. The fruit trees are coming alive. They're waking up really good. Some better than some. The fig trees are starting to come back up. They would have been bigger if it wasn't for that last frost. But yeah, this Dorset apple, I cut it back some to see if it'll help with the growth. But it's still kind of like don't want to wake up too much. Same with the Anna apple. But as far as everything else go, everything looking really great. Besides one peach tree. What's that peach tree? It's the Bel Air of Georgia peach. I had to cut it back down because a lot of it was dead and down here was still alive. So I had to cut it back real bad. But it was better for me to cut it back than to have all that dried up, sticks going all the way up, kind of somewhat greenish, not greenish. And then when I cut it back all the way down here, it was really dry. The cambium layer was just like dry, and it wasn't really looking good. The Florida King, y'all, the Florida King peach, it is doing absolutely amazing. I mean, look at all this growth. All this is new growth. I mean, all of that is just new growth. I mean, it is growing. It said, you know what? I mean, that's over a foot. That's about 2 feet, about 24 inches of growth. And I planted them no different than what I did with that. But that's how it goes, yo. That's how it goes, y'all. I mean, some things gonna take, some things are not gonna just take off. But, don't count them out yet. Keep the faith, keep pushing, and, don't just be in a haste to, just root everything all up. Just give it a chance. My guava tree came back. It's coming back real good. That's the pink guava. I don't know what these are, but I think it's I really do think it's squash, but I'm not sure yet. It's still hard to tell. All them seeds came from this bin. We've been throwing stuff out here in the compost bin, and it just seemed like it loves it. So, yeah, I want my garden to look like that, but it looks like that. That's how it goes, y'all, sometimes. My cherry tree waking up. Got some pumpkin over there. And just yesterday, I was sticking these in the ground. Now I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, but in the trench itself, I'm putting sweet potatoes. So I don't know if I should put them in the trench or on top of the mound. So because I don't know, I'm gonna try both ways. I'm sticking some in the trench and I'm sticking some on the mound. And all that stuff is starting to grow back there. I'm just gonna go ahead and till it all back in. And after I till it all back in, I'm gonna start sticking some more of these starts I have bought. Cause I bought starts for these potatoes. And I'm gonna try to get it all planted up with potatoes going that way. Hopefully I get some potatoes with the C. I'm just gonna keep doing this method. Some in the mound, some there. And I'm gonna keep running everything out. So, not a lot been going on. But just the basics. Everything's growing slowly. My persimmon tree, it is putting on growth. I mean, look at all this growth. I mean, you see that? That's about another 1.5 foot of growth. I mean, it is doing outstanding. And then I look in this one, and it put like 6 to 7 inches of growth on. But you know, not all plants are going to perform the same. Their root structures are different, you know, and the variety may be different. But I don't know. They both fool you, persimmons, but you know, just by, you know, looking at things, you just got to give it time. It will wake up. The bees are doing outstanding. They're flying. I think sometime next week I'm gonna go ahead and put another box on and put a top feeder on. Looks like I can put a gallon of feed in there so that they have more feed in these jars. Cause just last night, y'all, when the bees were kind of like, you know, calmed down, I came out here and filled that up. And by this morning, y'all, it's only like 9 o'clock and it's almost empty. And I know by this afternoon, later on, I'm gonna have to come back out here and fill both jars back up. So I'm gonna keep doing that until about next week. I'm gonna put the top frame on, the top box on, another brew box, and I'm gonna have them start filling out those frames as well. But there they go. They're active right now. But yeah, that's what's been going on in the garden. Nothing fancy dancy. Just, you know, trying, learning from my mistakes, trying to comprehend the growth of everything, and seeing what's what. My pawpaw trees, I got them in the ground. There's some of them starting to. This one is the first one. All of these I got on Etsy. You know, my bird feeder there. This one here is starting to wake up. So, see that? See it starting to come up. So hopefully I'll have two different varieties of pawpaws there growing. The kiddos are getting big. They're getting bullied. Yes, they're going through the pecking order. So I put food in here, and I got a new thing of water. So this way they do have something to eat and drink while the big girls come out here in the run, and they have water and feed as well. I went ahead and separated my rooster. He's not happy, but I separated that rooster as well, and I'm gonna have to see what's going on. because I don't want them to, when I let them out, what was happening is that all the older hens, they'll go one way with this rooster, and all the new ones, they'll go a separate way. So what I'm trying to do is have them go through their pecking order, so that when I let them all out, they all stick together. So when it's time to like route them back in, I can get them all in at one time. But yeah, that's what's been going on, y'all. Nothing too fancy. Nothing. Everything's still the same. Slow growth. Uh, and I just wanted to give you guys an update. Um, got a lot of trees still growing, gardens still growing. As far as mint and stuff go, basil and stuff, strawberries coming up. That one loquat tree is doing okay. The other one, I just don't think it's gonna make it. So, yeah, that's what's been going on, y'all. Until next time, later, y'all.